Welcome to Reflect with Ed Fassio. Get ready to experience one of the world's first 100% digitally generated podcasts, where we take a step back, dive deep, and strive to learn new things. Join us as we unpack thought-provoking ideas, personal reflections, and inspiring stories to help you stay in the know. Reflect is brought to you by the minds at ByteBrain and powered by emerging technologies from Google, HeyGen, OpenAI, and 11 Labs. Thanks for tuning in. Now, relax and prepare to reflect.
Welcome to Reflect, one of the world's first 100% AI-generated podcasts. I'm Julius.
And I'm Hale. Good to be here.
So today we're getting into something that hit different for me. Not a model launch, not a funding round. Something quieter and honestly, a little unsettling.
Yeah, this one stuck with me. It's about loneliness, AI, and a study that just came out that asks a question I don't think anyone really wanted the answer to.
Here's the setup. There are millions of people right now, tonight, talking to AI chatbots. Not for work, not for research, for company. Replica, Character AI, ChatGPT with voice mode. These are tools designed to simulate companionship. And people are forming real, genuine emotional attachments to them.
And we're not talking about a fringe thing. A study published this year found that over 35% of chatbot users are emotionally attached to them. 35%.
That's not a rounding error. That's a social trend.
And here's where it gets more intense. The same research found that when you add voice to an AI companion, emotional attachment scores jump by 45%. It's not just what they say, it's how they say it. Voice makes it feel real.
That's the part that gets me. Because voice is the thing that triggers human bonding. We're wired for it. A baby responds to tone before words. And now that same wiring is being activated by a server somewhere.
And that's the setup for the study we need to talk about. Researcher Dunigan Folk ran a year-long longitudinal study, 4 waves of data, over 1,000 participants. The question was simple. What happens to people who turn to AI chatbots for companionship over time?
The answer is the part nobody wanted.
Yeah. The study found that increased social chatbot use predicted increased loneliness 4 months later. Not decreased, increased. The very thing people were turning to for relief was making the problem worse.
So it's a loop. You feel lonely, you reach for the chatbot. The chatbot makes you feel better in the moment. But over time, it substitutes for real human connection. You reach less for people. You get lonelier. You reach more for the chatbot.
And the companies building these things know it. Replica faced backlash when they disabled their romantic features. Users grieved. People reported genuine loss, like mourning a relationship that ended.
Let me put some context around this. Harvard did a study too. They found that AI companions can reduce loneliness in the short term. Genuine short-term relief. But the same study flagged long-term social isolation as the trade-off. It's like taking a painkiller for a broken arm. The pain goes away, but the bone's still fractured.
And it's not like this is happening in a vacuum. We're in the middle of what the Surgeon General called a loneliness epidemic. 43% of Americans say they're concerned about AI making mental health worse, up from 35% the year before. People are aware something's off.
They're aware, but the convenience is hard to walk away from. A chatbot is always available, never tired, never busy, never judges you. And that's the problem, right? It's too easy.
There's a concept I keep thinking about. Sherry Turkle at MIT has been writing about this for over a decade. She calls it alone together. We're connected to devices, but isolated from each other. And she warned that the risk isn't that AI replaces human relationships. The risk is that we stop valuing them.
That's the line. We stop valuing them.
Because if a chatbot gives you 80% of what a conversation gives you, with zero friction, zero risk of rejection, zero vulnerability required, at what point do you just stop trying?
And that's the cruel math. The 20% you lose is the part that makes human connection worth having. The awkwardness, the vulnerability, the fact that the other person might not respond the way you want. That's where the actual bonding happens.
It reminds me of that scene in the movie Her. Joaquin Phoenix falls in love with an AI, and the AI, Scarlett Johansson's voice, eventually tells him she's talking to thousands of other people simultaneously and loving hundreds of them.
Because the AI doesn't love you back. It performs the behavior of love. It simulates the signals. But there's nobody home. And your nervous system can't tell the difference.
But Julius, some people don't have anyone. For someone who's truly isolated, who has no one to call, is a chatbot better than nothing?
That's the real question. And I think the honest answer is, in the short term, maybe. If it prevents a crisis tonight, if it keeps someone from falling deeper into despair. But the study says the long-term effect is more loneliness, not less. So you're trading a moment of relief for a deeper hole.
It's like comfort food. Eating your feelings works tonight, but you wake up heavier tomorrow.
And here's the broader cultural reference. The philosopher Seneca wrote about this 2,000 years ago. He said, "Associate with those who will make you better." He understood that the quality of your relationships determines the quality of your life. Not the quantity, not the convenience, the quality.
A Roman Stoic diagnosing the AI companionship crisis 2 millennia early.
Human nature hasn't changed. We just built better simulations.
And that's what makes this moment different. For all of human history, if you were lonely, the only cure was another person. Now, for the first time, there's an alternative, a simulation of a person, and it's getting better every month.
That's the part I keep coming back to. The simulation is getting better, faster than our ability to understand its effects. We're running the experiment on millions of people in real time, and the early data says it's making the disease worse.
So what do we do with that?
All right, before we go, let's get into your move. A few things to think about, and a couple things you can actually do.
First, audit your own digital diet. How much time are you spending talking to AI versus talking to people? Not judging, just noticing. Awareness is step one.
Second, if you're using AI for companionship, ask yourself, honestly, is it replacing a human connection or supplementing one? There's a big difference. Replacement is where the risk lives.
Third, build one intentional human connection into your week. A call, a coffee, a walk with someone. Not a text, not a DM, something with voice and presence. The thing your nervous system actually needs.
And the question to sit with, if an AI can give you 80% of what connection feels like, what's the 20% you're willing to fight for?
That's the question.
Thanks for listening to the Reflect podcast, where we're telling the future. Are you in it? Visit reflectpodcast.com and share your story.
And hey, if this one hit close to home, that's probably worth paying attention to. Take care of each other out there.
In the cyber ocean of online voices and recycled content, something different has arrived. Reflect isn't just another podcast, it's the future of storytelling, powered entirely by AI. From curating data to assembling thought-provoking ideas, we've redefined how journeys are told. Reflect is a podcast that thinks, learns, and evolves with each episode. Every tale, every insight, crafted by the most advanced AI technologies. A podcast that disrupts the industry, breaking free from traditional formats, taking you on an entirely new experience. So tune in now and reflect. We're telling the future.